Well, hello and welcome everyone. Here we are. Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for tuning in and spending this time with us. We are going to jump headfirst into the pattern of fluidity today. Super excited for the exploration. But before we do, let's just set the container, the playground, the playing field together, just briefly floating through our opening ritual. If you want, you can join in the gestures and words or just follow along in thought. Here I am as I am. A moment to simply embrace how we show up today. Here I am embracing myself. Tuning in, listening to what I need today, adapting and adjusting any of the experiences that we're going to do to what my system tells me that I need. Here I am in the receiving mode, letting myself off the hook of having to get it right, having to figure it out, having to find the resolution or wisdom right this moment. Knowing that we're planting seeds, we just get to enjoy and float through the experience. Here I am, and how do I want to be with this time together? Just taking a moment to finding the clarity around your intentions. How do you want to feel? How do you want to be? And here I am, and here we are in this space together, in the virtual space together, worldwide at any time, sensing our presence together, sending some gratitude around. Yay. And you may have noticed that we didn't take time to arrive, but we have some extended time of some fluid arriving today. You may remain seated or come up to a stand, or you may do the entire session laying down on the floor if that is what you choose. I'm choosing standing right now. And then, if that feels good to you, close your eyes or semi close your eyes, just leaving them a little bit open or leaving them open, but just bring your awareness inside. And let's start with just perceiving our inner fluidity, our inner streams and currents, whatever that currently is for you. Just sensing into anything fluid inside of you. And then noticing your breath. Noticing the fluidity of your breath. Effortless entering, effortless leaving, nothing that we have to do for that. And feel into and notice all the sensations and all the motion associated with your fluid breath. What all is involved in that? Maybe inspired by the movement of the breath. See if there's some repetitive movement naturally arising. So if you were to amplify the fluid motion of the breath and just letting that spread out into other areas of your body, just letting that motion build at your pace, pace of your breath. And continuing to let movement naturally grow and build. Initiate it from wherever you feel it. And then see if you can feel like a sense of ripple waves going through your body. And if it feels better to disassociate the movement from the breath, you can go ahead and do that too. But ripple waves in the sense that maybe I'm having stronger motion in my right wrist and elbow, and I'm feeling it making its way down all the way into my toes, or a motion from my pelvis slowly moves its way up into my neck, top of the head. For a moment, just letting movement flow through me. What if the motion that is flowing through us was inspired by a searching for and the finding of deliciousness? Our system telling us where we can find comfort, delicious, juicy movement. What does your system need right now? Following that, allowing that motion to travel through you. And if you experience areas of rigidity, tightness, or pain, just play with the idea of not trying to do anything with it in a forceful way, but sensing the fluidity surrounding those areas and allowing that fluidity to flow around that area and maybe start to ripple a little bit gently into any areas of tightness. Or discomfort. And seeing how the gentle flow might create a gentle opening. Let's step into the idea of having warm water flow through us. So you are under a nicely, perfectly temperatured shower, but instead of the water just flowing along you, the warm water is just flowing through every cell of your body. And then for a moment, let's become a blade of grass being blown in the wind. Without any resistance, just following each little gust. Total flexibility, fluidity. Then becoming molten lava, slowly rolling over, taking in new terrain. Another different quality of fluidity. And if it feels good, coming back to stillness and just sensing the inner streams and currents again, inner fluidity. How would that feel if we started our days with 10 minutes of fluidity and then stepped into the conference room or our obligations, the supermarket? What would that change? Right, I would like to lead us in a slightly different experiment. And for that, we're learning choreography. But it's very simple choreography. We will go up, however you want to express that. We'll go down. We'll go in. And we'll go out. And you can totally also do that seated. So going up, down, in, out. Let's do that a few more times, and let's keep it more on the rigid side of things. So clear endings to all of these movements, clear pauses in between, a little bit on the getting it right, mechanical side. Down, in, out. So now what if we start to string those together and create a continuous flow out of it? And you can take it slow. Let's see what happens if there's no real pause in it. Maybe there are moments where it speeds up a little bit, maybe moments where it is a little bit slower. But we just keep following that pattern in a fluid fashion. Just feel into yourself, sense into yourself how that experience is for you. We can play once you're pretty solid on the movement order. We can play with different speeds, just trying on the quality of a fast flow, fast fluidity. If you were to speed up the flow, and what happens if you slow it down, going into slow motion? Yet still, again, without any stops. Feeling into that quality. And then going to the pace that you gravitate to. Is that a little bit on the slower side? Is that a little bit on the faster side? Is it a mix? Which one does your system want to be? And then see what happens with our flow if you're maybe adding a little story into it, what each movement could mean. Could be something as simple as I honor the sky, I honor the earth, I open my heart, I spread the love, or whatever you want to choose. But just giving our flow some meaning. And then just to compare it, let's go back into the more rigid version with stops in between the movements. Just to feel the difference between our fluidity and our more precision work. How different are you in the world with those two versions? Ooh. And just taking a moment to let that reverberate. With our next exploration, we will step into the imaginal realm of being expression of the pattern again. Just as a reminder, as we're becoming, let's say, a water molecule in a little mountain stream, which we will start with, I have the option to just imagine that and kind of like almost like a movie screen, see the little mountain stream somewhere outside of me. Or in our work here, we just invite the beingness, the feeling, the energy, the cellular memory of being within a mountain stream into our body. We're allowing the idea to move through us, to move us in any way, like a sensory movement meditation. The mentor cured the word so meditation. I like that. So let's so meditate into a little mountain stream. And each of us gets to be one water molecule. So the cool thing is that we are surrounded by billions of other water molecules all going down this little mountain stream, jumping over those rocks. Maybe following left and right and under and over obstacles, sometimes faster, sometimes a little bit slower, but we all have a certain electric charge that as water molecules keeps us sticking together, not in a hard fashion. We get to still move around, we get to go around obstacles, we get to shift our position, but we are one molecule among many building that stream. Let's have that stream arrive in a larger stream. Let's say our trickle arrived in the Roaring Fork River. So a larger moving body of water, white water, waterfalls. We're all doing that together. Sometimes it gets wild. Sometimes it slows down a little bit again. Sometimes we get turned around in little whirls, flushed into eddies. Eventually we're arriving in a big stream, entering in the Colorado River. And there we are, part of this even larger body of water, slowly, steadily, powerfully moving along with all the other water molecules, still avoiding obstacles, maybe getting pressed together, coming closer, moving faster as we're going through a canyon. And then returning to a slow, steady fluidity as we're opening out into the plains. Well, for us to arrive in the ocean, we will have to shift rivers. So maybe we're the Mississippi now. And this river opens up into the ocean. And suddenly we are part of this even larger, immense body of water, also with its own currents, maybe some waves on top. And in company of all those billions and billions of water molecules. So now the sun starts heating up the surface of the water. And our electric charge changes. And as a water molecule, it might happen for us that we disconnect from the other water molecules, turn into water vapor, and start rising up. This might be the first time that we've been on our own. We gently drift upwards until we start cooling down. Our charge changes again and we feel the need for company again. And so other molecules are joining us into tiny droplets. This little tiny droplet might be part of a cloud of billions of other little droplets. And we continue to attract more water molecules to us. Little droplets combine with each other until we are a bigger droplet and get to fall all the way down and maybe reunite with the ocean. Here we are, one molecule as part of the big body again. So notice that we're back in a cycle, kind of similar to the sediment erosion cycle, only that the cycle is happening way more frequently in our time measures. So let's just cycle through that a few times. Let's allow the sun to get us out of the bond with the other water molecules and floating up. Once the cooling happens, attracting other molecules to be with us, connecting with them into little droplets, forming larger droplets, and allowing gravity to bring us back down to Earth, joining the big body of worldwide water, floating back up as an individual molecule, rejoining other molecules, gaining in mass, and returning one drop, returning back into the large body of water. So let's stay in this ocean just for a moment. Let's allow the ocean currents to move us along. Ocean currents are primarily created by the temperature differences of the different areas of the Earth. And our current is slowly moving us, let's say, into the Arctic. And maybe we also timed it that it's getting fall and going into winter. So we're starting to get sluggish and slower until we bond together with the other molecules in certain patterns that form ice. I'm part of a larger sheet of ice in the structure with other water molecules. And we could remain here for a long time. Let's say that the seasons shift again and a piece of ice we are a part of breaks off the hole, starts drifting out into the ocean, starts warming up, and our energy shifts again. And the ice melts, and we're returning into the full fluidity of the water. So now this is a cycle we could repeat too. But what I would like to ask you as my fellow water molecules, just check in with yourself. Which form, which experience did you instinctively like the most? I don't think many water molecules think about that, but we get to do that. So, did you mostly enjoy being part of that big body of water? Did you enjoy flying up as the single molecule? Did you enjoy being part of a cloud? Did you like the river more than the ocean or the little trickle coming down from the mountain? Did you enjoy being ice? Just allow yourself to float, morph into whichever expression you most enjoyed, whichever resonated most with you today. Whichever cycle that is part of, allow that cycle then to continue until you're maybe returning into a different expression of fluidity. And then notice for a moment which expression you instinctively like the least. And allow yourself to float, be carried into that experience again. And allow that to be a cycle as well. So that you go through that experience, the least desired one, but it also dissolves eventually, continues moving you. And maybe go through that experience a couple more times. Shape shifting or moving wherever that was. And just see if that cyclical nature of the experience maybe changes anything for you in the repetition. And then slowly make your way back into what we call reality. Just sensing for a moment into the experience. Another slightly similar but different expression of fluidity. So you notice that we were fluidity, adjusting, flowing through everything that came up, and we were one single unit among many other expressions around ourselves. So let's for a moment step into the imaginal realm of a school of fish. You've probably seen them as they're all floating at precisely the same moment and precisely the same curves. And if you guys in the room here want to play with that as a group, you totally may. You can become a school of fish, or we can do it in the imaginal realm. And just try on the difference of being maybe like in the center of all those companions around you. And feel the difference of leading, like I'm deciding which movement we're in, and everyone is following me, is doing exactly what I'm doing, never alone. And then what if you surrender to the group movement around you? Maybe no one is the leader. Maybe there is something like a group mind. How does that feel? Right. Slightly different group experience. Let's all be seaweed, and we all happen to be in the same current. So if you would just match, find a sway, and just match it. Imagine the water's going all the way this side, water's going that side, and we're just all in the same current. let's maybe slightly increase. Like, let's bring our arms in and increase the motion. If you like, take a moment to feel into the idea of getting it right. So if I am the perfect model of seaweed with arms, see what happens if you try to precisely follow the motion I do, just mirroring it. And then play with the idea of resisting the group motion. So as the current is going this direction and that direction, find those moments where you maybe block your movement or you go contrary to it, just to feel into rebellious seaweed. How does it feel not to float along right now? And then just returning back into the motion of our shared current. And then what if instead of getting it right or resisting it, what if you followed the current but made it your own? You get to add your little flourish to it, your own expression of the current. And what if you remained part of the current and additionally you allowed again your system to give you the idea of deliciousness? Like, how can I be in the general current, fluidly moving along, and find deliciousness in it? Find it in the guidance of my system. Let's have that current be a sound. Could be something like a yeah, 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 yeah. And let's see if we can create that sound together and have that sound synchronize our current. Yeah, 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 yeah. what if we left the sound current underneath our emotion, but then completely let go of any prescribed motion, just move within the current of our sound, our shared sound. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Yeah. And here in the space, I hear some improvisation going on, and I love it. So let's start to improvise, harmonize. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Hey, hey. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, gently allowing fluid motion to become smaller, smaller, and let you float into just a moment of tuning in, feeling in, sensing, letting the experience reverberate in you. Hmm. Well, I don't know about you, but I could have done that for a long time. Well, welcome, Fluidity. I'm I'm excited that this was just our first encounter. There's so much treasure in this beautiful pattern. I am very curious to hear everyone's resonances. They don't have to come today, but if anything comes to mind, if you experience anything, be that in the supermarket, and you're just like, ooh, fluidity. It might be a song too, or yeah, anything. Just send that my way. Might be happy to share it with the group in the email. If you're online, thank you so much for joining us. Um, all the likes and shares and online love, of course, is always appreciated. And we'll take a break next week because of the Children of Eden performance. And we will be back the Wednesday, the week following, with our second part of Fluidity. So thanks, everyone.